afternoon. My name is Seung-Jin Cho from Korea Institute of Oriental Medicine, and it is a great honor for me to present in this conference. I will present characteristics of and changes in biopotential due to acupuncture stimulation. Acupuncture treatment is a traditional medicine, and it has been around 1,000 years. Recent studies have shown the effect of acupuncture treatment on various diseases, like this. But the debate continues because each mechanism is not clear yet. So some studies have attempted to understand the mechanism of acupuncture treatment. They are mainly molecular, biological, or neurophysiological approaches. Although they have tried to determine the mechanisms, they are focused on signal transmission and not on energy transfer. The energy transfer is also a very important factor to explain the traditional medicine. There are some electrical approaches to understand the electric energy at the acupuncture point, but they have focused on the conductivity of the skin. And there are also some researchers for biopotential, but they have limitations in understanding whole meridian system. So our team conducted this study to observe changes in electrical energy in 12 meridians. In Korean medicine, the 5 transport points where brook, stream, river, and sea point are designated as the energy flow is mostly activated. Based on this, we attempted to estimate the electric energy at the 5 transport points and nearby non-acupuncture point. 240 subjects participated in this study, that is 20 for each meridian. We recruited healthy men and women aged from 15 to 35. The average was 23.8. Individuals with a condition that may have errors to biopotential, such as asthma, atopy, etc., and with surgery or medication history were excluded. We used 8 points for measuring biopotential. The left figure shows an example of target points in pericardium meridian. These black dots are the 5 transport points, and these green dots are the 3 non-acupuncture points near brook, stream, and river point. The table presents the 5 transport point and the source point of 12 meridian. The source points were used for acupuncture stimulation. The location of the acupuncture point followed WHO, and the locating was performed by Korean medicine doctor. A data collecting device and gold-plated electrode were used for measurement, and they were developed by Kiyoung. The right figure is the experimental progress. After 30 minutes rest, the measurement was continuously performed for 10 minutes with 5-minute rest between each section. In stimulation experiment, the needle was inserted after section 1, then removed after section 3. And there are at least 3 days between stimulation and non-stimulation experiment. The recorded data were preprocessed by smoothing and normalizing. After preprocessing, biopotential changes and biopotential variability and the biopotential difference between acupuncture and non-acupuncture points were examined. The biopotential change was calculated by subtracting the fourth section's potential from the other section's potential. The variability was defined as the product of mean distance and standard deviation. The mean distance has the temporal fluctuation, and the standard deviation has spatial information. So we considered both indices. Finally, biopotential difference was calculated by subtracting the non-acupuncture data from acupuncture data. This is the result of biopotential changes. At the well, brook, and stream point, a biopotential tends to increase after acupuncture stimulation, and it tends to decrease at the river and the sea point. In general, electric potential is changed by the movement of negative charge. So an increase in biopotential means that the negative charges flow out to surrounding area, and the decrease means the negative charges flow in from the surrounding area. This is the biopotential variability result. As you see, the variability was increased by acupuncture stimulation at all points. The variability is an index of how large or how often the biopotential changes. So large variability means the higher activity in charges flow. That is, electric activity is increased by acupuncture stimulation. If the Qi, in Korean Gi, is assumed to be negatively charged electric energy, this is in line with the Korean medicine theory that the Qi flow is activated by the acupuncture stimulation. Of course, this result alone is not enough to conclude the relationship between Qi and energy flow, but it's meaningful that the electric activity is increased by acupuncture stimulation. These are the results of biopotential differences. Top left figure is mean and standard error of biopotential difference. The difference tends to increase in order of brook, stream, river in all meridian. And right table is another test among them. There are significant difference in all meridian except the heart meridian. And top right figure is a regrouped graph according to the location. At the brook point, the differences are negative values, and at the river point, the differences are positive values. It means that the electric potential at the brook point is lower than that of near non-acupuncture point, and vice versa at the river point. The bottom figures are histogram and ratio of all individual data. An electric potential is formed by the distribution of electric charges, and each difference makes an electric field. The magnitude and direction of electric field is determined by the negative gradient of electric potential. So, and negative charge in electric field is forced in the direction, in the opposite direction of the electric field. So the negative charge is forced from the lower potential to higher potential. At the brook point, the electric potential of acupuncture point is lower than that of surroundings. So the negative charges are forced in the direction divergent from the acupuncture point. In contrast, at the river point, the potential is higher at the acupuncture point, so the negative charges are forced in the direction convergent to acupuncture point. In other words, the negative charges maintain the flow out condition at the brook point and the flow in condition at the river point. The right top figure is the changes of biopotential difference due to acupuncture stimulation. At the brook point, the changes are mainly positive. That is, the negative charges flow out from the acupuncture point, and at the river point, the changes are mainly negative. That is, the negative charges flow into the acupuncture point. This result can be understood in the same context with the result of biopotential changing. In conclusion, biopotential changes due to acupuncture stimulation are related to energy flow theory in Korean medicine. Also, biopotential can provide a foundation for studying Qi flow, and it is expected to overcome the limitation of qualitative explanation about traditional medicine. Of course, further study is needed to understand the biopotential in specific patients and a relation with Qi flow. Thank you for your attention.